What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. We're trying to get some cash. Thursday, NBA Talk with Jay. We got our guy Rob Veno. We got our guy Ronald Cabang as well. Ronald kind of restarted his computer. He will be back here with us, man. What's up with you guys? I hope everybody's having a good day in the chat. Good day yesterday, all that good stuff. What's up with you, Rob? Everything cool with you, my guy?
Hey, everything is great, Jay. The playoffs have been wonderful, especially this month of May for myself. 67% winners, up 32 units in NBA playoff action. So it's been good. Last night, when you analyze them, Jay, and they come out the way you think they're supposed to come out, they're really nice, right? Last night seemed like it was just the way a lot of people thought the same way last night. Toward the side, Miami, toward the total. Miami team total has just been like legalized stealing, the way the bookmakers are setting these numbers. Now 18-1 over last night's team total of 101.5, their last 19 games. So all's good. We look forward to tonight, though. That's what your show's all about, what's going to go on today. So I won't look back too much here.
Yeah, let's get straight to it. What's up with you, Ronald, my guy? Looking nice and clear, my guy.
That's good. Yeah, I had to restart my computer. My man.
What's up with you, Ronald? Everything cool with you, my brother?
Yeah, everything's all good. I think a lot of we were on the tip-off show yesterday. Swept the board, me, you, and Ski. With the Heat, the team total, everything we called yesterday on the show was all good. So, I know Ski's been really hot. Everybody, a lot of people at Wager talking the NBA and outside, a lot of people around me too, really hot in the NBA right now. I think meaningful basketball is super important, and that's when we call the best plays. So, hopefully, we could keep cashing in the playoffs.
No, that's a fact there. Yeah, Ski been red hot, man. But Ronald, Rob, all that good stuff, man. Let's keep this shit going today, though, man. I always say they're not gonna remember what happened yesterday. It's all about today, right? See what I'm saying? So that's how it's just you got to have a short memory here. Shout out to our guy Dutch in the chat, man. Can't wait to get over there to Vegas with you, my guy. With you as well, Ronald. We're gonna have some fun, man, for sure. But it's all business on the show, man. If y'all can, if you like the show, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. You can follow us on Twitter as well, Rob Veno Sports at UCapper or on Twitter as well, guys. We're going to talk about Lakers Nuggets game 2 here today, guys. Let's go over here to the streets of Denver in this one. We got the Nuggets laying 5.5 points at the house versus the LA Lakers in this one, getting 5.5 on the road. The total sitting at 227 as well, guys. We saw in the first one, it absolutely flew over the total and now they moved it up about 4 or 5 points in this one, guys. What do you think, Ronald? Do you think that's too much of a move on this total? You think we see a lot more slower type of game here? And also, do you think the Nuggets get up by 21 and then kind of piss it away here once again? What do you think happens in this game too, my guy?
Yeah, I mean, game 1 was dope. I think it was a tale of two halves. Obviously, Nuggets took the first half, Lakers the second half. They made really good adjustments. The surprising thing to me, Jay and Rob, I want to get you guys' take on it, is that they made the adjustments in the fourth quarter when the game was sort of out of hand already. Like, I would have thought they would probably try to do something. I mean, I guess they were probably testing something out, but now that gives the Nuggets an opportunity to make adjustments themselves, right? So that was kind of the questionable thing that I saw in the fourth quarter. But overall, man, I think the total going up is primarily just because of what they saw happen throughout the whole game. As a whole, they scored like 260 or around there total. So they had to bring the total up at some point. And they brought it up like 3 or 4 points, I think, from open. I think it touched like 227.5 at some places. But to me, I think the proper adjustments that these teams are going to make are mainly going to be on the defensive side of the ball. Also, like you saw throughout the whole season, even some in the playoffs, that both of these teams didn't shoot the 3-ball too well. I mean, maybe the Nuggets did, but the Lakers, they shot like 45% from 3, and they've typically been in the 35% range or lower throughout the playoffs. So I don't expect the offenses to go off like they did in game 1, but primarily the under is the way to look for me. I looked at a few things specifically on the Lakers side. Off of a loss, they're 4-0 straight up and against the spread in that spot. But the 3-1 to the under, limiting their opponents to go under in each one of those games as well. I think their opponents in those 4 games averaging just 97 points per game. None of those teams scored over 101. So one way that I was looking at it was the Nuggets team total under. I know on the opposite side, the Nuggets at home, pretty dominant, right? 7-0 straight up, 5-2 against the spread. But a lot of those wins, not a lot, but some of those wins, they still got it done while not going over their team total. Like if you look at game 2 versus the Suns, right? In that series, game 1, they scored 125. They won by like 20 points. The next game, they still won and covered, but they only scored 97. They limited the Lakers to 87. So focusing in on the total for the most part, I feel like the under is the way to go. Maybe the Nuggets team total under is maybe if you want to pivot and choose one side to go under, it'd probably be the Nuggets side. Because if you look at another thing to mention is when they score 130 or more throughout the whole season, and they're not a favorite by double digits or anything like that, like a closer game, they tend to let down offensively. 5-0 to the under the following game after that. So to me, I might just end up staying away from the side. I would probably lean towards the Lakers to cover. But for the most part, I just feel like it's going to be a closer, slower pace, defensive-minded game. So I would like to take the under probably in this one.
You know what, Rob? I know you're a total guy as well. I'm kind of starting to feel that under a lot, man, to where I might have to make a play on it. We know that you're going to see odds makers make adjustments to the total, but sometimes they can get a little ahead of themselves. Every game won't. I mean, it's all like that's how it always happens in game 1, right? There's going to be an overreaction. We see something, whether it's side or total, and sometimes it can literally be a huge reaction just to one game. That's not necessarily indicative of how the series might go, or especially game to game as well, Rob. I mean, there could be a zigzag with totals as well, right? So, Rob, I'll be honest. I need you to talk me out the under here, man. I think the under is the right side in this, like kind of not even caring who covers the spread. I think 227 is a ton for a playoff game, especially with a Lakers team that can really lock up on a defensive end. Now, I'll tell you personally, I don't think the Nuggets are the greatest defensive team. Obviously, they can still lock up, but I don't think that they're the greatest defensive team. But this one could be more on the Lakers trying to slow it down. Right, they are a second straight game in altitude in this one. Rob, what do you think? You think the Lakers bring the defense here intensity tonight?
Well, let's start with this guy. Number one, Ronald said a lot of the things I would have said. I'll say a little. I'll build upon what he said. Now, Jay, initially, I was right with both you guys under the number here. Not to say that I'm off now, but the more you look into these things, that we find it a lot. We go down these rabbit holes and then we talk ourselves off of stuff. But let's start with this. The odds makers didn't really make this adjustment. The odds makers opened this game 223.5. The money carried it right away, and that's not $50 bettors. Those are syndicates out there banging this thing all the way to 227.5. The thing you have to ask yourself at that point in time is, do they really believe this game is going over, or are they just trying to create a bandwagon so that they can come back and take back on the under, which is what they really liked? And we're seeing 226s out there right now, 227.5 down to 226. So perhaps they just, fooled the market. You always have to be, read between the lines on these market moves. Under makes a ton of sense. Ronald brought up game 2 of Denver Phoenix, exactly where I was at with this, right? It was high scoring first game, and all of a sudden the second game at home was really low scoring. However, Phoenix only had 2 guys to defend in that series, basically. Although Chris Paul was in that game, I guess, right? He wasn't injured until after that. Let's go through some stuff here real quick, guys. The Lakers have basically, into this series, the matchup is AD Jokic. The matchup is AD Jokic. And the Lakers have already admitted that AD can't guard Jokic. It's a white flag. He can't guard you. So we're going to switch to Rui Hachimura. Like Ronald said, Jokic saw that for a good part of the fourth quarter. If you think this is not Joel Embiid, who can't pass out of a double team. You know what I mean? This guy will find a way to get easy buckets for everybody else on the floor if that's what they choose to do. Anthony Davis is going to roam. He's going to have to roam all over the place because they got guys that can score from everywhere on this team, guys capable of 20-plus on every night. I'll leave Aaron Gordon out, but I'll include MPJ. I'll include Jamal Murray. I'll include KCP, one of the best three-point shooters in the league this year, and I'll include Jokic. So it's hard for me. Jay, I said to you off air, where I'm at in this game is I have a lot of maybes. And I hate to bet maybes. I'd rather bet conviction, stuff I believe in. And to me, that's a huge maybe. I don't know that they solved any problems. Again, you guys brought it up. Maybe because they were down 20-plus. Denver let off the gas, and that's why that thing worked. Denver's not going to allow – the Lakers might want to slow down, but Denver probably won't allow them to slow down. We saw how fast they came out running in game 1. And that's their game plan while they're in altitude, right? Let's run. The Lakers are not a good transition defense. Let's force them to run. Lakers could turn around and go slow on their end. But you know what? If they go slow on their end, guys, I think that only helps Denver's half-court defense. Like you said, Jay, they're not the best defense in the world, but when they set in the half-court, Aaron Gordon's a pest. MPJ and Murray are non-existent on defense, but the other three guys can play it a little bit. So I don't know. There's a lot of questions here. To Ronald's point, I don't believe the Lakers are going to shoot 45.8% from three. Again, they can't shoot the three at all. And they shot that percentage and still lost. LeBron James, just for what it's worth, if he doesn't make a couple of threes, they're not winning this game. The guy's shooting 25% for the playoffs from three, 21 of 84. And he keeps hoisting them up. Maybe if you're Denver, you say, go ahead, LeBron, hang out there. We'll let you shoot. One thing I would say that I do like is I don't think D'Angelo Russell can have the type of game he had in game one for the Lakers to win. He's too good of an offensive player to be 4 of 11, 8 points, 3 assists. I looked at his PRA. It's 20.5 for this game. I have to believe that D'Angelo Russell is more of a threat in this game. And he does go hot and cold, right? We see him really, really good and then disappear. Real good, disappear. This is one of those games, I think, where he shows up. I know the world is attached to Austin Reeves right now, and I don't blame him for being that way. But I think the couple of keys here for the Lakers, because 112, this is where the total gets tricky. To me, 112 is necessary to win the game. At 112, you can still have an under, easily under. It's when it gets beyond that you get into a little bit of trouble. I do slightly lean under with you guys, but I think I lean mostly towards D'Angelo Russell going over that PRA of 20.5 tonight. I recall one game, you guys helped me with which one it was, where he came out and sank like 3 threes right off the bat and set the tone for the game. Now, that game was probably in LA and not on the road, but I still think he's got to get out there and be aggressive tonight. So I'm probably going to look that way. D'Angelo Russell PRA over 20.5.
Man, there's talks of them sitting Russell because first off, you want Hachimura in the starting lineup, so that means somebody has to get bumped. I don't really think you can do Schroeder because Schroeder has to be on Murray. That's the thing with D'Angelo Russell. He's a great offensive player. Well, when he gets it going, but it's his defense it's not even inconsistent. He's really always bad on defensive end. So personally, I like D'Angelo Russell. Maybe he'll play a lot better at the house. If it's me, I'm sitting him. I'm starting Schroeder at the point guard. You keep Reeves in there. You run LeBron at the 3 or Hachimura at the 3, whichever one. But the best thing for them to do is Schroeder, Reeves, Hachimura, LeBron, and AD. That's going to be their best lineup to at least throw at them at first. Personally, I still feel like they need to get Jared Vanderbilt in the mix. I know I'm putting them on Murray to keep him to go from 31. If Jokic gets 50 points and they make sure nobody else goes off, that would be my recipe to success right there. You can't have Murray going off for 31 paired with Jokic going for a 30-plus point triple-double in that one. So we've seen last year in the last series, guys like Landry Shamet really stifling Jamal Murray. He didn't like it. It took him out of his game. That's what I think they need to do. Schroeder's not a bad defender. It's just he's not really being that physical with Murray as I'd like to see, to be honest. But Russell's definitely not going to be physical with anybody. And if he's not hitting threes, he's definitely a liability out there, in my opinion. So there's been extreme talks. Like, they don't want Russell getting disgruntled, but they do want to try their best to win this series as well. So that's my only hesitation with it. We do see the under getting popped right now, guys. Like, it was a 227 out there, 226.5 is going down to 226, even a 225.5. The under is starting to get popped here, but Rob has some good points. Obviously, it did open up at 223.5, but hey, somebody coming through with some money today, Ronald, and this one. I got Chris looking like he liked the under as well. Somebody mentioned in the chat, LeBron under 2.5 threes. That's not a bad look there whatsoever. Obviously, if they win the game, he could get hot, but just taking that on principle on how he's been shooting in the playoffs, that is not a bad look. LeBron's at his best, maybe some mid-range, but really getting to the paint and trying to get to the foul line as well. I do think that's the path to success for the Lakers. Drive to the paint. You want to put Jokic in the pick and roll every single time. As good as he is on offense, he's not the fastest moving guy as far as his feet on defense. That would be the script. Put Jokic in the pick and roll every single time. Tire him out in this one, Ronald. I know I'm leaning. I did already take Lakers plus 5.5 for the game. I'm leaning Lakers in the first half as well, Ronald, and I'm leaning towards the under as well. Any other thoughts on this game, my brother?
No, I mean, yeah, where Chris was mentioning some stuff, or we were talking after Chris was on Let's Cap yesterday with me, and
Mhm.
we were talking after the show. A lot of things really pointed towards the unders on this one. What we were looking at initially was, for me, was I was thinking that the Lakers' offensive efficiency just continues to struggle altitude, but a lot of the trends kind of pointed towards the Nuggets actually struggling offensively in this game too. But like I said, like game two against the Suns, they could go under their team total. Even Rob mentioned this. They can go under their
Mhm.
team total, but still be able to win this game. It's all about the adjustments that are being made on both sides. Like I said, that fourth quarter was really interesting to me because now the Nuggets have something to go off of to adjust on their own. One thing that Rob did say was the pace of play. The pace of play for the Nuggets here, they would probably want to push it.
Mhm.
I think the Lakers saw that. One thing that I did kind of see towards the end of that game as well was they would stop trying to go for the offensive rebound, just go back in transition.
Yeah.
They do suck. They do suck transition defense, but they know they got to work on it. So that's something that they're going to have to adjust to. If we see
Facts.
that happen, the pace is going to slow down a lot, right? They're not going to have
Mhm.
second chance points, but they're also going to limit the Nuggets in fast break as well. So to me, a lot of things really from an adjustment standpoint from game to game, it seems like this one should go under.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. Yeah, I don't play a lot of totals, but this is one where the first game just went. It was so fast paced. It was so many easy buckets, things like that. Where in the fourth quarter, you kind of see the Nuggets really had to work for the baskets. Only problem was when they missed it, the Lakers get out of transition and want to run as well. So that's my only problem with totals. We know that I always say the playoffs favors unders. Every possession matters, guys. Every single possession matters, and you're not going to necessarily get that run and gun every single game like this is a regular season game because it's not. This is playoffs. Every single position matters, possession and attention to detail as well, Rob. So, what do you think? Is it under or nothing, or are you going to make any play on this game, Rob? Any last thoughts on this one, my brother? Before we get out of
It's why I love panels like this, guys, because I
here?
didn't say something that I wanted to point out toward the under J, and then you made it for me. The guy who sacrificed his minutes in game one was Jared Vanderbilt. He's brought
Yeah,
there to play defense. The
right.
Lakers want to win by defense, and yet their best, let's argue it, maybe their best defensive player on the floor plays 10 minutes and 12 seconds. Sacrifice Jared Vanderbilt. Now, the question becomes, like we say with Boston, do you trust Joe Mazzulla? Do you trust Darvin Ham to make the right adjustment? I don't know which way he's going with Jared Vanderbilt's minutes. Do you keep him on? If he's on the floor a lot, like he's supposed to be,
So under.
then the Lakers become less of an offensive team and more of a defensive team, and under looks even better to me. But I can't tell which way this guy's going here. And in-game adjustments are as important as anything. So in-game betting here might be as important as anything. See what happens here at the start. See where these guys are going. To Ronald's point, Philadelphia did the same thing to Boston, game 5, game 6. All of a sudden, they stopped going after the offensive boards. They didn't want to get beat in transition. Joe Mazzulla only knows one way to play the game. Fast, 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 fast.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as Philly started dropping 4 back and only letting Embiid go to the glass, Boston came up with lame offensive efforts. In 4 and 5 and 6, they didn't hit their team total. I know I was caught on the wrong end of that. So, LA can certainly make that adjustment. Let's hang back, take one shot, hang back. Let's not let them score easy. But you can counter it, Jay, right? Which is why I'm in so many maybes here. What you said is absolutely true. LA doesn't mind coming right back and scoring within 6 seconds, right down the floor,
Mm-hmm.
boom, layup. We saw it over and over again the other night. So I'm kind of caught here. But this under, as you mentioned, Jay, I'm looking at it now. 225 and a half. Now it's circa all 226s. Interestingly enough, South Point there in Las Vegas, for those of you who like under, they switched to 227. They're the only place that went up rather than down.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm with you guys. I think if Jared Vanderbilt gets the minutes, it's an under. I might have to in-game bet this thing.
No, it's never a bad look in-game betting, Ronald, especially because the first half could be different than the second half as well, Ronald. Did you have something else on this one?
No. What he said about the in-game betting, it makes a lot of sense. If you don't trust what you have prior to the game, you see how the game is going. You see what adjustments were made after that fourth quarter. Because like I said, that fourth quarter was really interesting in how we got to look at this game and how it starts and all that stuff. So definitely in-game is a smart way to go too.
That's a fact, man. Yeah, I'm leaning first half as well for the Lakers. 'Cause if I like them full game and they don't come out right in the first half, I do think that you might see Hachimura. Like even if he doesn't start, you might see him in the first 5 minutes of the game. I get it. The Nuggets can try to counter that, but I mean, if he's even somewhat, I mean, Jokic is a baller. He's one of the best players in the NBA, definitely top three for sure. But like Hachimura kind of had his number. I don't know if Jokic was tired or what, but when I'm watching, I'm like Hachimura low key locking him, not locking him up because you won't lock up a player like Jokic, but it was a lot harder for him. He had to work a lot harder than that. And when AD can just beat a roamer, that was tough. As soon as Jokic spin right there, AD's right there. It was real. It was bad for him, man. So now I think this is on the Nuggets to adjust here. I think the Lakers. It's up to the Nuggets to figure out what the Lakers are doing now. I did bet a half unit on the Lakers plus 5.5. If they do lose, especially don't cover spread. You know what to do. Do the right thing in game 3 for sure, guys. But it's time to get out of here, my guys. Let's take a look. Ed Ruby here, let you guys know about this deal we have going over at Wager.
A 7-day all-access pass is a great way to get a week of your favorite Wager Talk handicapper selections for under $15 per day. An all-access pass includes all plays in all sports released from your favorite Wager Talk expert, including any top-rated 5% plays generally priced at $35. Well, we not only made the 7-day all-access better this week, but we made it 50% better. From now through Sunday, May 21st, you can head to your favorite handicappers page and get the 7-11 special, giving you 11 days of all-access service for the same $99 we normally charge you for 7. It's like getting a $59 3-day pass and a $39 1-day pass for free. So pick one, pick two, or pick all your favorite handicappers and get their all-access service for the next 11 days for only $9 per day per handicapper.
Yeah, hey, go hop on that 7-11 deal. You dig what I'm saying? Go hop on that, man. Y'all see how I switch glasses on y'all real quick. But Rob, what you liking on today's? First off, what do you have going over at Wager Talk? And what do you like for today on the show, my guy?
Yeah, let's promote Wager Talk here for just a second here, Jay. For those of you who watch Jay's show when I'm on, I always tell you, go over to wagertalk.com, just drop your email address. You'll have instant access to all the media or video and written content provided by Wager Talk on a daily basis. It's all for free. Just drop your email address. You can get shows like Jay's in every sport. A lot of good handicappers over there, strong handicapping roster that, cover every single sport. So wagertalk.com if you're interested in selection packages. Today happens to be Throwback Thursday over at Wager Talk. All plays half price. If you're a little tentative to begin with, but you want to try somebody out, you pay half price today. You go ahead and give it a shot, see what you like. That's at wagertalk.com. I have selections in NBA and Major League Baseball up and available. All right, guys. Jay, as we sit here and talk, 3 pretty knowledgeable NBA betting guys. I'm just going to counter one thing with Rui Hachimura. I'm nervous that he gets into foul trouble and the Lakers plan goes down the drain. And does it make Nikola Jokic more of an assist guy in this game where we can play a prop on Nikola Jokic assists where he sets other people up? That number is 10.5. But I'm going to stick to my guns here. I just believe that the Lakers need D'Angelo Russell, whether it be 25 minutes from a starting standpoint, whether it be 25 minutes off the bench. They need his offense. So I'm going to play D'Angelo Russell here in some capacity prop-wise. You guys make your choice. Either straight out points scored by Russell or PRA. That one is over 20.5. The points scored might be the better way to go. I believe that number was 13.5. D'Angelo Russell has to get to 14 points to get there. So I'm going to leave that for you guys as my best bet. D'Angelo Russell point prop over tonight's game to Western Conference semifinal or Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, I could not talk you off that as well. My guy Ronald, what do you at UCapper Sports on Twitter? What do you have going over at Wager Talk, my guy? And what do you like? Anything for us today on the show?
Yeah, I got 2 plays in the NBA over at Wager Talk. I dropped one of them here, which is the under. We talked a lot about it. I think that's the way to go here. I think defensive adjustments on both sides. Usually the zigzag happens when one team kind of just sticks to what they did in the first game, and the other team makes the adjustments, right? But like I said, that fourth quarter was really telling. I think both teams are going to make adjustments here instead. And for me, I'm going to stay away from the side. I'm just going to stick with the under in this one and kind of see where it goes after that. I want to go game by game. When it comes to the conference finals and the NBA finals, for me, I can't do like a series future bet or anything like that. I really want to go game by game and see what happens because you got to think like these players and the coaches and see what happens as far as adjustments goes. So that's what I want to leave with you guys. It's the under here.
No, it's a fact. I'll be honest, Ronald. I didn't play it, but I do like that under, to be perfectly honest, which I think both teams have to make huge adjustments on the defensive end, right? Because the Lakers, Austin Reeves getting some shots, like they running that dribble handoff action and pick and roll. They're trying to kind of double LeBron. But I mean, I don't know if Murray can be a whole lot better defensively. He's just an
Yeah.
offensive player. He's just like MPJ. They care about offense a whole lot. I mean, they got a couple of D'Angelo Russells over there. They're all offense, not a ton of defense, in my opinion. But MPJ was going out there getting some rebounds, so respect to him. But I took Lakers plus 5.5. I like what I was seeing in the fourth quarter, and I think if Hachimura does get in foul trouble, that's when you bring in Vanderbilt. I do not. AD can guard him straight up. I know that Jokic got plenty of points, but AD did get 3 blocks on him as well. But I don't care. I only want to see Hachimura or Vanderbilt on Jokic. That's the only thing I want to see. AD needs to roam every single time because you don't even want him on Jokic straight up. So give me Lakers plus 5.5. I heavily lean their way in the first half as well, because if they don't win that first half, Darvin Ham, that's all he's talking about, coming out throwing the first punch, right? And we know in altitude sometimes teams get tired. So to be honest, I didn't bet Lakers first half, but as I'm thinking about it more today, I'm always thinking about shit. I feel like the first half might be even a better look if they want to come out and throw the first punch. And obviously, if they didn't cover the first half, then you get a lot better number taking the Lakers second half as well if you still like them. So that would be I'd lean Lakers in the first half in that one. I still lean the under as well, guys, but I did put a half unit on Lakers plus 5.5. It's basically saying, hey, if they do lose this game, especially by margin, it's okay. We're getting that back because I'll have at least 2 to 3 units on the Lakers in game 3, guys. Do the right thing. We might have to bring Ski on the show for game 3 or something, man. So if Lakers lose, I'm telling you this right now, right after the game, you want to take the Lakers, guys, in game 3. That's what you want to do. The line is going to get popped. So I'm just letting you know that, just for, you know what I'm saying, to let you guys know. I will be at the sportsbook waiting to see what happens at the end of this game, guys. That's the show, man. I'm your host, Jay Money. That's our guy, Ronald Cabang. You can follow him on Twitter at UCapper Sports. That's our guy, Rob Veno, as well. You can check him out at Rob Veno Sports. Both are guys over at Wager Talk as well. You can check out Ski as well. He's been red hot. I believe hit like 13 straight plays as well, man. So y'all go check us out at Wager Talk. A lot of great cappers over there. Let's get some cash today. We will win. Let's go, my guys. Let's get this cash. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Appreciate your time trying to learn. We will be back tomorrow, my guys. Let's go. We out.